easy go.
Right guys, this is going to be probably my last upload before the new DLC comes out for the Warmind DLC. So, it's going to be another solo, but this time I'm going to do a prestige solo, because I am capable of doing them. I just always do normal for guides, and then I go to prestiges. So, for this, we're going to do, obviously, as you can see, Gunslinger, Celestial Nighthawk. Weed a solar singe card. Don't go in there with freaking different singe. Make sure you got solar singe on. We're doing base prestige, which is 1.65, so there's no handicap at all. Armor, none of my armor or mods match, which just shows you how important they are. Weapons, we're running double scout rifle because I just feel it's more reliable on prestiges. Mainly because if I'm sitting like 25 mile away and all I've got is my Nanin as a scout and I run out of energy scout, and if I was running better devils, say I was running this, imagine that's better devils. I know it's not better devils. Imagine that's better devils. If all I've got is better devils ammo and I'm miles off, it's not as reliable. And plus there's problems sometimes with ammo, and you often run out of ammo. It's a long solo Savathuns. It's just more reliable double scout rifle for me on prestige. And yes, we're using a grenade launcher for our heavy, which I'll get into why throughout the video. Why? That's the weapons and build. Yeah, so I think Gunslinger, it's like, it's one of the perfect subclasses for this Nightfall, just because of key targets you need to kill, the requirements for boss damage and sending the boss to the next phase as quickly as possible. All those things it's just kind of perfect for, because it's Celestial Nighthawk, it's just quick damage. So we have, as I said, we're opted for solar burn. So the thing is with the burns, it's like this: if you pick Void Burn and you go Night Stalker, for example, or Sentinel, the boss and the ogres wreck you because they do Void, and they wreck you quick. They wreck you quick even without that singe, so that's hard. Or you go Arc Burn, which is pretty good, but what happens then is the witches can wreck you. The knights, the boomer knights can wreck you. Yeah, so there's danger there. Maybe not as bad. Then there's solar burn, which, in my opinion, can be hard work because the most common ad you encounter is acolytes, and their special move is solar. Them solar nades. Those solar nades can wreck you, so it's hard for that. So this week, there's certain Nightfalls where, you know, you can pick a favourable burn, but this Nightfall you can't so much.
The Hive are either trying to keep us out, or trying
to be honest though, like, I mean, you can play around it. So for this, I'm literally just gonna do the same strat as I would on normal. Come to this side. The primary target's the wizard, the witch, and just take her down. Then that'll then handily group all the thrall for me, just to kill them pretty quick. Another thing as well with Gunslinger, I just love how quick you can get your super. It's almost like a D1 charge rate to me. That's how quick it is, especially, and with Masterworks as well. So obviously I've got a Goldie now, so rather than keep generating orbs, I'd rather just kill this knight, the knight that drops down, because he's usually a nuisance on any other subclass, but can take him out. And I'm gonna need another Goldie for the next section, but I'll easily get that back. So it's actually fine to use the super halfway through. Notice I'm sitting a lot further back than usual, mainly because of the acolytes. If they all group up on you, 2 solar nades will kill you, 1 will get you weak, 1 might even kill you if you're sitting it long enough. So the acolytes are kind of like what you've got to worry about. Another thing as well is picking up ammo at every stage, because it's, if you are wanting to do it on prestige. If you had no luck getting the what is it, the duty bound auto rifle, and you're a solo player, then try it on prestige. But if you are, at each segment, pick up ammo. Make a point of picking up ammo every time, because it's so easy to run out on this Nightfall, just because of how long it is. This night I like to blind him. I haven't spoke about the grenade launcher yet. It's not my strategy, it was found out by others, but it's only recently people have been doing them. So basically the grenade launch, this grenade launcher, I think there's the Iron Banner one, Erwin's Mall, and the one I've got called Flashing Thunder. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it's a blinding launcher, which I'll get to why I use it. But I like to use it on the knights because I haven't got any firepower to take them out, so I like to blind them and then take them that way. For this room, pre-pop my golden gun and it just about one-shots the ogre, nearly. Once I've done that, then I back out. There'll be a couple more Thrall that'll rush you as well, so it's always good just to back out and take them out. I mean, this is the first Nightfall I've ever used a grenade launcher in, ever. I've barely used them in any activity, to be honest. But it's just because of its blinding effect and what you can do with it. And plus it's prestige, so you can't die. So with these 2 knights, they are hard work, but blind them first. I like to blind them and then just take them down, because they'll regen their health often if you don't. Certain situations it actually helps me, which is surprising with the launcher. See, I could say myself, if there was a grenade launcher in the special slot, I would use it. This Flashing Thunder, whatever you call it, I would actually use it in my special slot. As long as I could run a rocket launcher with it, I would actually use it. But it's the D2 system for you, because it is a useful weapon. Just it's not a high damage weapon, you know. You know, blinding a key target and then being able to mow them down is actually useful. These, like I was saying, I'm staying back. These acolytes, they do their special attack. They're not the solar fireballs, they're like the attack you've just seen. They, if you're up close, they will one-shot. You got to keep your distance. This is another section that's dangerous because there's like at least 10 acolytes and a witch.
Broadcast came from this room.
I like to clear as many acolytes as I can before I even approach the witch, because you don't want to aggro the witch while you've got a load of solar fire nades coming at you as well, especially with it being solar singe. They're more often to do their solar attack when you're in cover. If you're outright facing them, they usually don't do it as much, I've noticed. This witch isn't any danger really. You can just take it out from a distance like that. Be careful still though. On Arcburn, they're it's a lot worse. Before you go and ahead and pick up this orb, make sure all your ads are down. Notice we have another golden gun, so we're going to use that on this section as well. Once we pick up the orb, there's going to be one major knight and a good couple of acolytes spawn in the middle. So I like to pick it up, drop it, golden gun immediately, take out the major, and that way you've just saved yourself a whole lot of time, because the knight hides often. But if you can kill him outright, it just makes the whole thing easier. Once all odds are down, I can pick up my orb. So this is where the grenade launch is going to come in. I like to go up to past these two pillars, hide behind the pillar first, and then drop the orb. So this is what the launcher can actually blind the shriekers, and then you can get a dunk. So you can reliably do it on any subclass. Like I said, I'm not the founder of it. I've seen other people do it. I thought, oh well, I could do a solo on any subclass now, which I haven't seen a Gunslinger prestige. That's what gave me the idea for it. I was like, oh well, I have the free license. What's the best subclass for the boss? And I thought, oh, Gunslinger it is. So I thought I could do this. Now what we're concerned with is trying to generate another Goldie. So I'm just playing it slow. A lot of this Nightfall I'm playing it slow, playing for my super more often than not. Once I've used a Goldie, I'm looking to build another one all the time. So sitting back, getting practice makes perfect to proc is usually the strategy. This next room we're gonna have the two ogres, of course. I don't end up doing the room fully. I end up doing it like kind of like a speed run in a way, but doing it, I think it's like a really good way to clear the room quickly, even on prestige. This knight is very dangerous. That's why I was playing cautious with him, because he does solo, of course. One direct hit and I'm dead, so that's why I'm playing cautious. Plus I have no firepower. I only have that launcher that can blind him. Like I said, this isn't so much a guide video. I mean, it is kind of. If you want to do it on prestige, here you go, but I've already done the free guides for each subclass, like in depth how to do it, because you don't need to do prestige to get the duty bound or rifle if that's your reasoning why. You don't need to do prestige. The gun will drop on normal, and there's nothing to suggest that it drops higher on prestige either. What I suggest to people, because a lot of people comment and say, oh, I've done 60 Nightfalls, still haven't got it. Just change it. Do 5 on normal, then do 5 on prestige, then do an insane high prestige score run one time, then do just a base prestige, then go back to normal. Just keep changing it, don't just keep doing the same thing. So with this ogre, I'm just trying to get him as weak as possible. Don't want to kill him, just want to get him one shot. If we kill him, it'll spawn in the second ogre, and we don't want that. So it's just like I would on like a speed run. You get that ogre weak, come round here, stay close to that wall, as those ads sometimes can gang up on you if you don't. Jump up the tower or the building this way. Now, what I like to do first is kill that ogre and then kind of hide Let the ogre do what he wants to do, because he always wants to run down those stairs. Reason being is if you try and do your golden gun straight away, there's a chance you could miss it. I like to put in it 1 or 2 shots, because I know a golden gun won't quite kill him, but it'll get him weak enough. I suppose this is the hardest bit, getting through right here. I get a bit of luck, but I'm also agile enough to get through. Once I've done that, the 2 knights behind are going to flank you every time they do. So I like to blind these acolytes, and I need to get into the back of this room as quick as possible. We have 2 dangers, 2 knights flanking us, and the fact that these guys do solar. So you've got to be very cautious. See, the knights just come behind me just then. So that's like that's a very risky moment. Alternatively, you could blind the 2 knights, kill them, and then work your way up. This is also like something I end up skipping all these ads as well, because I really don't think you need to kill them on any class. Unless you're going for a high score solo run, you don't need to. I just run right to the back of the map. Just keep jumping in the air so the witches don't get you, and then you can work from here. I like to work from here rather than over there. And that way we have all this cover to ourselves. That's the only problem, like I said, the grenade launcher doesn't do enough damage. It would be nice if it just done a little bit, like quite a bit more damage. Make it a worthwhile weapon class. Either do that, keep it in the heavy slot, increase its damage, I don't know, by 50% or something, and have it with the status effects that it does now. Talking about the blinding launcher specifically. Or leave them as they are and put them in the special slot. Because I definitely would run a launcher if it was in the special slot. Sometimes. Because it's just powerful. You could blind a major, pull out your rocket launcher or whatever, your sniper, and just pump a lot of damage into them. So the main 2 targets there are the 2 witches, because they can kind of still hit you, and then the boomer as well, of course. And once you saw it, you can then pick up the relic across. And that'll spawn in the next set of ads. I like to kill all acolytes behind me that are facing me like that, because while I'm fighting the next set of ads, they'll throw solar nades into my back. Or they would anyways, if I'd left them. Which you definitely don't want. Now, obviously we've got another golden gun. You don't have to be particular about who you use it on, but I like to use it on these knights. Since we have no firepower to take them out, it's actually worthwhile the golden gun. There's another knight coming up, so you could golden gun the second one. Probably be better to golden gun the next one I'm coming up to, because it's in a confined space and the traps are in the way, and he's awkward. He's awkward. Always awkward for me. So you could golden gun this one instead, but it doesn't matter. Whatever's easier. I like to try and kill out both acolytes before I face him. I don't want both solar nades and him hitting me. It's all about how safe can you be. It's not about how fast you can be with prestige on Savathun. It's about how can you get through this staying alive. Because you go to orbit if you die. Simple as that. Again, trying to use the blinding launcher while putting in much solar damage as I can. I'm actually surprised about how long it blinds an enemy. I guess it's the first time me properly using it. It's kind of funny. I suppose not many people do use them. Unless it's PvP, you're not using a grenade launcher. So we're going back for the relic to spawn in the next set of ads, which is 3 ogres and a bunch of acolytes. So this is a dangerous exchange. So what's funny is priority was always the ogres, but now it's swapped. The priority is the acolytes, because there's like a good bunch of them, and if they all fire those solar nades all at the same time, you're dead. So I like to leave the ogre as long as he's not within my sight and try and take as many acolytes out as I can. And then if he does take your sight, back off and just scout him from a distance. Not only that, it helps us to gain super energy off him as well. Just keep procking the perk on him for crits. Notice I'm not juggling the relic neither. It's not a fast run, never was gonna be on prestige, so I wasn't bothered about juggling said relic at all. The ogre does rush you like that, just make sure you can take him out in time before he gets to you. Now we have another golden gun to burn, because we definitely don't need this one. So it's worth your while, just use it. Just use it on an ogre if you're going to use it. Reason being because we'll be able to build up a golden gun really quick. I know we're right at the boss, but it won't take long at all. I'm just double checking that room, making sure that all ads are down. Once I know that, go back for the relic. An important part of this is make sure you've got ammo. You need 2 minimum. 2 grenade launchers minimum. I've also noticed when you blind one shrieker, it sometimes blinds them both, depending on how you hit them. But don't always count on one grenade launcher to blind them both. Always blind 2. Because if you have blind them both anyways, and you shoot another one, it's not going to harm it. So come down to this pillar, drop the relic, make sure your launcher's reloaded before doing it. Hit 1, instant reload, hit the second, pick up your orb. And that makes that done easy. That part there is why we've got a grenade launcher on. That is the only reason. So I just like to scout these 2 witches from a distance just to be safe. Plus I'm getting a load of super energy off them as well. And then we're coming up to the Thrall Cave. I can make a lot of get a lot of energy off those as well, off all the Thrall.
We can still stop this. We just need to use crystals to short out the summoning rituals.
That'd be a great plan, if there were any powered crystals in here.
Should you pick up all your heavy, all your ammo, like I have done all the way throughout.
Together, we're gonna end
Really
this.
important that you're going into the boss with plenty of ammo.
Same plan. Give Sloan my regards.
Rather than run through and starting to kill them, I just wanted to start killing them from here because I don't want to be risking nothing. This was my first attempt, by the way. I'd done it on my first go with Gunslinger. Whereas I'd tried with Striker Titan a good couple of times. And failed a good couple of times. But on Gunslinger just straight away. Because Gunslinger doesn't rely on any heavy. It's powerful without having a good heavy. Whereas Striker requires you to be shoulder charge and it's dangerous. Without momentum, like what the old modifier, it makes it much harder at the boss when you're trying to generate pulse net energy. Whereas Gunslinger, it's a safe subclass. It is safe for the boss. It's high damage. The boss you don't really need to worry about. The worryingest time, the worst time should I say, sorry, is probably right at the start. Because the boss is around for quite a long time. I take the crystal out and I stand here. I like to use a good couple of launches on him. Just to try and get some damage on him. Because we're not using our golden gun right now, although we could. It's not part of what I'm wanting to do. We're kind of waiting for the audio cue as well. When the audio cue comes up, that's when a load of thrall will rush. When that happens, you need to take your attention away from the boss completely and just thrall. With it being prestige, the melees can do a lot more. Like if 3 or 4 thrall are around you, and say the boss hits you as well, and you could be dead. It's about taking your time. Just peek in and out. I mean, once he starts hitting you, just go back into cover. This is like a really good place to stand. But when he goes to here, that'll spawn in acolytes. Which isn't... this makes this section, where I'm standing right now, not as good. Because the solar nades that they do can hit you from here. If they hit me now, I'll be dead because I'm like half health. When they start coming, I decide to move to a much safer location, but I need full health. Wait for your health first before you run up this hill. I like this rock because it eliminates the acolytes. The acolytes will not bother me from here. Now I can just get the boss down to a certain amount of HP, which is around about 5 or 10% of his first bar. So his health bar, as you can see, is split up into 3 sections. I'm talking about the first health bar, no more than 5 or 10% HP left. If you go below that, he will become immune and all the ads will spawn. So what we're doing is we're kind of making the most out of how much damage we can do on this first phase. Seeing as though the golden gun damage is instant, just takes like 1 second, the boss can't do anything about it. You get him below half health, first damage. Now it spawns in the knights and the rest of the acolytes. So this again, pretty dangerous, so I like to play this safe. Not only that, there's no need to rush it because we need another gun. We need another Goldie. But our second phase of damage. The more acolytes you can take out at a distance, the better, because once you start to push up like this, that's when it can be dangerous if you're not mobile enough. I probably played overcautious because it was my first run, and because I got this far. I didn't know how much. To be honest, I did not know how much damage it would do. With it being on Solar Singe, I thought, yeah, it's going to do pretty well, but I've got no heavy to complement that. So I didn't really know how much damage it would do. So I was definitely wanting this run to be the run. I was playing a lot, very cautious, which that's not usually me. I'm usually an aggressive playstyle. That's why I like to speed run just the usual Nightfall. I don't do as many prestige solos, mainly because they're slow like these. Let me know down, like if somebody, I'd like to know people's opinion on it. Do you like more of a 20-30 minute video watching me prestige solo a prestige, or would you rather what I usually do, where I try and do the normal Nightfall as quick as possible, using everything in the game to ensure we do it as quick as we can? Do you think that's more entertaining than me trying to do a prestige solo? Because I would like to know, because to me, I don't know, because I could do prestige solos every week, because anyone can really, there's no time limit. Whereas there used to be a time limit and not everybody could do a prestige. So back then I thought, yeah, prestige solos were more entertaining. But now I'm not sure, so... Yes, at this point in time I'm just making sure I can pick up all the ammo I can. And I can start working on this knight. We can farm super off him because he'll keep regenerating his health. I can keep proccing that perk. Notice I'm standing over here as well. To be honest, I didn't know what was going to happen with boss damage. But this is a safe spot where I'm standing for when the boss opens up. Once he's done, I don't like to golden gun him there. I like to let him teleport first and then do it. As soon as that happens, he'll teleport to the back of the map and then he'll close up almost instantly because of the damage. Now we can start working on all the thrall and all the ads. It's safe in that the boss kinda shuts straight away, whereas on other classes the boss would still be open, the thrall will be rushing you. That's where you're going to get your deaths. Whereas with Gunslinger, it's just... the boss is never a concern, because he's just gone. He's always immune, closed up to the next section. That's why I think it's a really safe subclass for this boss. Whereas like Titan, the Striker Titan strategy, it's obviously famous and amazing that you can just run around with Skull for generating loads of pulsate energy, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous without momentum. Not saying it's impossible, it's definitely not. But looking at somebody who has never done a prestige solo before, this is probably easier. Because it's all about taking your time, building up your super for certain segments. As long as you're accurate with your golden gun, it's not that hard actually. Same goes with this stage. Not to kill all ogres, so you need to kill 2 ogres, leave one pretty weak, one shot if you want. And then you can start pushing up, because all the acolytes will hide, they always do. The only thing with this is not to push up too far because of the solar nades. Plus, there's no need to pick up all your orbs. I mean, no matter what, there's that many ads on this section. You're gonna get your super no matter what. Plus, I didn't know what was going to happen on this next phase of damage, because I was wondering if like a golden gun and some grenade launchers would maybe kill him before the dunk. Which you'll see right coming up. So once all the acolytes are down, pick up all your ammo. This is your chance to do all of that. You're free to roam the map. Then what I like to do is I like to push up just a little bit, because as soon as the ogre's killed, the boss opens immediately. So you need to be within a good distance to ensure that you get a critical hit. So I get the critical hit. He's literally one shot. So I'm like, okay, what if I do launch it? But if that was a rocket launcher, he would have been killed. But so he's literally one. So now this is a real. This is probably the most dangerous part that I come to. All these Thrall are rushing me. I use the launcher. Comes in clutch for me. Would you believe that? Just to blind them all, so I can have that moment just to regain my health. Obviously there's a witch that's spawned in mid, but we're not even thinking about that. I just want all the Thrall killed before anything. Once you're happy with that and all the Thrall are down, then you can focus the witch. Oh no, there's a couple of Thrall left. There's a lot more Thrall that spawn on that part than you think. Sometimes they don't push. They don't, just move location. So when you're done with that, as I said, you can focus the witch. I even blinded her first. Not that that matters. This where I am now. The boss can only hit. Can't really hit you. He can hit you, but not full on. So it's actually a really safe spot. I use this spot for the next two witches as well. Once you're happy with that, all odds are down. Go for the relic. I was really slow getting the relic, so I didn't want to die on this section. I would do this in two phases. Come to this underneath here, wait for your health, and then go up there. With being prestige, they're hitting harder, so then you can work on both witches. Now I am coming up to my golden gun, mainly because I played really slow at this last section. That's why I ended up getting it. But I wasn't farming time for it neither. It just happened to be playing slow. What I'm trying to say is you don't need a golden gun for the last section. He's one shot. You might be lucky enough to kill him before the dunk. I'm sure I could get it. Kill him before the dunk. If I do get it, I might try it later on. I might just upload the boss fight if I do kill him before the dunk. It's definitely possible. He was nearly... Obviously you could if you had a good heavy on, but I'm meaning, can you kill him before the dunk with a grenade launcher and Gunslinger? I think you can. I wonder if the Iron Banner one's better, I don't know. I might have to have a look. So get the dunk, immediately pop my super for the damage resistance. It is kind of handy to have a super actually for the end, just for that. Just for the damage resistance, just so you don't die, because I have been killed on that dunk section before.
Let's get back to command.
But that's the prestige solo for the hunter. Yes, I know it was a long video, but just getting a prestige in, because there was no other really things to do on normal. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.